When I first saw the news about the fires in California, I really didn't think too much of it because it's California. California is always on fire. But when I saw the areas that were being affected, when I saw how much damage was being caused to homes and entire neighborhoods, and when I saw just how quickly the flames were spreading, I figured, you know what? I need to keep my eye on this story. Now, of course, the internet is abuzz with theories. A lot of people believe that someone is causing these fires on purpose, but I want to be clear here, folks. Everything does not have to be a conspiracy. And I say that as someone who will always tell you that there's always more to a story. I love diving into conspiracies. Most conspiracy theories aren't really conspiracy theories. They're just truths that they don't want us discovering or diving into. So I'm someone who always looks at things from that angle, but even I will tell you that not everything is a gigantic conspiracy. Things naturally happen. Fires have been naturally happening for all of eternity, right? And when you take a fire and you add hurricane-forced winds, like the heavy winds they're having out there in California right now, it's a recipe for disaster. Of course, these flames and this fire is going to quickly spread with the high-forced winds added to the equation. But you know, I was watching these fires spread and different fires popping up. And of course, I was diving into the story a little bit, and I did find some very shady things. I found some very questionable things, and I've talked about some of those in a prior video, but I didn't find enough. I didn't find anything that would make me definitively say, hey, this is not a huge accident. This isn't a natural wildfire. Someone is causing this to happen. I didn't find any concrete evidence that that was the case. So I sat back. I continued to watch things play out. Of course, we all woke up yesterday morning, and I was hoping that the fires would be contained, but they weren't. Instead, new fires were popping up all around California. Now, like I said, we got heavy, crazy winds out there in California, right? So, of course, the flames are going to spread. You got ambers, traveling in the air, little flaming pieces of ashes traveling in the air that are landing in other areas, causing brush fires and stuff like that. I get it, right? I get it. But then last night, there was this little period. And within this period, it was about, I would say within an hour and a half or so, 3 or 4 new fires popped up. And it really made me, I was already questioning things. You guys know how I am. But it really made me go, Listen, I agree that fires occur. I agree that this fire could have naturally spread because of the wind. But some of these fires that are popping up, they're kind of suspicious to me. Some of them are popping up in areas that don't necessarily make sense, right? Also, the winds, they died down. Yeah, they were really bad the first day, but they've died down a little. So it shouldn't be as bad, yet yesterday we had the fires 0% contained. We woke up to not the fires being extinguished, but instead more fires and more areas popping up all over the place. And it was last night when I saw the Hollywood Hills just randomly go up in flames. Well, I guess it's not too random, but the Hollywood Hills just went up in flames. And then there were a few other fires that happened right around the same time. And I said, you know what? I'm not buying this. Yeah, I do think there's a possibility that the fires initially started by accident, right? But I think some of these fires that are popping up all around the place, I think people may be setting these fires. I think there may be something shady going on here. Something's not adding up to me. Something's not feeling right to me. Like when I initially looked at the story, sure, fires happen in California. But the way these things are popping up, it doesn't sit right with my soul. And then, about an hour or so after these 3 new fires popped up, videos started circulating online of what appears to be a group of people allegedly starting little fires in Santa Monica. Now, I've seen a couple of clips like this out there online of people starting fires. Some of the videos I've seen are of homeless people. And then when I watch the videos, I'm like, hey, are you guys like purposely starting these fires so they spread, or are you trying to keep warm? What's going on here? But in this video, it's a group of people that appear to have started a fire in an alleyway or something like that. Now listen, I posted the video on X last night. And that's why I tell everyone you need to be following me on X. What I want to do is I want to be able to break news over there really quickly and then post videos about whatever news I broke. I want to post videos fleshing out my thoughts, right? I can't flesh out my thoughts in the way I want to on X because I'd rather put it in a video so I can say everything I want to say. But I can't get you the breaking news as quickly here on YouTube as I do on X because I have to film a whole video. I have to get my thoughts together. I got to edit it and upload it. So I really think that if you're subscribed to my channel, you should be following me over there because my YouTube and my X is kind of working together to get this news out here to you all. So if you follow me on X, you already have maybe seen this video because I posted it last night. But I want to go ahead and roll this clip because, I mean, this is some really shady stuff that's going on. And I do think that at this point we should start exploring arson. I think arson may be involved, right? I think there's arsonists out here causing fires. And that doesn't mean that the fire didn't start by accident. I just think that people, evildoers, if you will, the evildoers are out there taking advantage of this already horrific situation. And you got a bunch of mentally ill druggies on the street. A lot of the people out there in the streets of LA, they would love to see these places burn, right? Because imagine these people are mentally ill and homeless, and they're looking at all of these rich, wealthy, and sometimes not even super rich or wealthy. They're looking at these successful people in the hills, and they don't care if their house is burned down at all. But let's go ahead and roll this clip really quickly, and then I'll be right back with my thoughts.
People are lighting fires now. You can see they lit a fire. These guys, not all the people there, but some of those guys lit that fire, and
these guys are
they're actually the trees caught fire, and then the palms are catching fire. So civilians are now lighting fires down in the so-called flats around Santa Monica, Venice. So be safe out there. Fire department's been dispatched. We don't have enough water to put this thing out. But we're supposedly on the way.
Now, when you see stuff like that, it's like, what else are we supposed to think is going on here, right? It's like you want to believe, like you don't want to believe that there's bad people out here doing this stuff, but it appears that there are bad people out here doing this stuff. Now, to be fair, from that clip, I'm watching it, and it's like I don't see anyone necessarily start the fire. So my question would be, hey, are these just people who are next to a fire that just randomly started and they saw that the fire started? What's going on here? But the person filming the video claims that he saw them start the fire and he had called the police and called the fire department. And I've done some research, and there's been several 911 calls about people seeing people starting fires. So it's not like this video is the only proof or the only evidence that stuff like this is going down. There's been a lot of talks about this, but you're not going to see it on the news. The news is going to focus on other aspects of this story instead of getting to the nitty-gritty and telling you what's really going down on the streets. They're going to be interviewing celebrities whose homes burnt down instead of going out on the streets and interviewing people who saw people set some of these fires. And that's where people like me come in, the independent media, because we more often than not focus on the more important details, right? So this isn't the only video out there floating around online of what appears to be people starting these fires. And like I said, we know we had 911 calls. I've been reading posts and stuff from people who live in the area who claim they've seen weird things happening. So I think that we got to keep our options open here, people. Like I told you at the beginning of this video, not everything's a big conspiracy, but not everything is as straightforward as they make it out to be. And right now, I think we might have a mixture of, yes, some of these fires are starting naturally and they're spreading because of the wind, but also we got crazy sickos out here possibly taking advantage of the situation. You got anarchists. You got to understand all hell is breaking loose, right? All hell is breaking loose in these areas of California. And as people are, evacuating and stuff like that, you also got people that are coming in and looting and robbing, folks. As they're telling people, hey, your house is going to burn down soon. You got to get out of here. You got looters traveling into the flames, robbing people's houses before they burn down. I kid you not. We got one of the 911 calls right here. Let's play it, and then I'll be right back with more thoughts.
Defense 2, go ahead.
I could use some more resources up here at Pinecrest. I need because I do have trying to break into homes up here.
14. Copy that. Can you go ahead and give me a rundown of your resources?
So let me put it like this. I'm going to put it straightforward to you all. A lot of people are smart, but they're not street smart, right? If you have people and you got people traveling into the fires, traveling into the flames, robbing and looting a lot of these homes, celebrity homes, millionaire homes, right? Then that tells you right there, you might have a motive for why some of these fires are spreading in certain areas. You catch my drift here? The way I see it, if you're someone that is effed up enough that you are willing to risk your life to travel into wildfires to go rob people's houses as they burn down, if you're that type of a messed up, sick person that's willing to do that, then you're willing to set a fire. If you're willing to travel into flames, break into people's houses as they burn to the ground so you can steal their valuables, then you're willing to set a fire so then you can go into that fire and rob more houses, right? I'll just put it like that. Now, I'm not saying that the people looting the houses are the ones setting the fire. I'm just saying if you're capable of that, then you're capable of starting fires. And if you went to one area that's burning down and it worked out great for you, you're in there stealing Grammys, you got Oscar awards, you got Rolexes, Lord knows what kind of diamonds and stuff these people have, and it works out good for you, you might get inspired that, hey, maybe I should go start a fire in this other rich area and then we could loot that place too, right? So when you look at this, it's like there's just complete lawlessness in California. And it's been like that for a while, and I do think that's contributing to this problem. So yeah, folks, I think we're at a point where we have to accept that at the very least, in some of these situations, some of these fires have been started by arson. I do believe that we have reached that point where we can kind of acknowledge that. I'm not saying that the fires started because of that, but some of these little fires that are popping up, I don't think it's all natural. But you let me know what you think down in the comments below. While you're down there, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe, ring that notification bell, and I'll talk to you all very soon in the next video.